Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 5 and this time we will present about tomato plant disease observation. And me, Muhammad Aristia Nugroho, student number 149.
Hello, my name is Nadia Nura and my student number is 163.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Muhammad Faryasan with name 164.
My name is Zaki Razanur Asyam with student number 167.
Hello, I'm Anissa Aikawati with student number 168.
My name is Graciela Nanda Puspitasari with student number 169.
Okay, next, tomato or Lysophersium esculentum is susceptible to several pathogens, bacterial, which caused by Ralstonia solanacearum. It is most important bacterial disease of tomato crops. This disease occurs cause irreversible damage to tomato plants under favorable environment condition for disease establishment, height, humidity, and temperature. The control of bacterial will if difficult. Crop lesion, although recommended, is not efficient. The method is but since Solanacearum has its disseminating and survival stage in the soil and is remain viable for a long period of time, hindering the growth of subsequently crop for several years in the same place.
Okay, bacterial wilt is one of the major diseases of the tomato and other solanaceous plants. The disease is known to occur in the wet tropic, subtropic, and some temperate regions of the world. The disease is caused by the bacterium Ralstonia solanacearum, previously known as Pseudomonas solanacearum. It is one of the most damaging plant pathogens. Strains of these pathogens affect more than 200 plant species in over 50 families throughout the world, including a wide range of crop plants, ornamentals, and weeds. Strains of these pathogens have conventionally been classified as races and biovars. Ralstonia solanacearum gained its importance in the world due to its destructive nature, wide host range, and geographical distributions. It affects a wide range of economically important crops. And the next one, we will discuss about the characteristic feature of Ralstonia solanacearum. And it was a gram-negative, root-shaped, and strictly Arabic bacterium that is 0.5 until 0.7 multiplied 1.5 until 2 micrometer in size. For most strains, the optimal growth temperature is 82 until 90 degrees Fahrenheit. However, some strains have a lower optimal temperature of 80.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Liquid and solid agar growth media are commonly used for the culture of the bacterium on solid agar medium. Individual bacterial colonies are usually visible after 36 to 48 hours of growth at 82.4 degrees Fahrenheit. And two main colony types differing in morphology can be distinguished. 1. Colonies of the normal or virulent type that are white or cream color, regularly round, fluidal, and opaque. And colonies of the mutant or non-viral type that are uniformly round, smaller, and dry. Thank you.
Ralstonia solanacearum is widespread in the tropic and subtropic around the world, and many strains of the pathogen have been identified and characterized so far, revealing significant variability within the species. Solanacearum is therefore considered a species complex, based on variability in host strength and in ability to utilize several carbohydrate substrates. Solanacearum strains were initially subdivided into race and biovar. Other solanaceous and non-solanaceous weeds such as bittersweet or woody nextset or Solanum dulcamara are considered alternate hosts. Most of these alternate hosts remain latently infected and may not show any disease symptoms, but they can be epidemiologically important as inoculum source and refuge. In some cases, plant-to-plant spread can occur when bacteria move from roots of infected plants to roots of nearby healthy plants, often via irrigation practice. Spread of bacteria by aerial means and subsequent plant contamination through foliage is not known to occur, thus making Aerosanacarium a non-airborne pathogen. High temperature play a major role in pathogen growth and disease development. Several other factors that may affect pathogen survival in soil and water may also favor disease development, including soil type and structure, soil moisture content, organic matter in soil, water pH and cell content, and the presence of antagonistic microorganisms.
Monitoring description. An incident of bacterial wilt in the tomato was monitored in soil infected with R. solanocearum and the addition of an organic mixture consisting of agriculture and industrial. First, monitoring the intensity of pathogen attack on the land. In conducting monitoring, at first determining the sampling path. In taking samples, we specify using the X sampling path. From the sample result obtained, an analysis of the level of attack score obtained by the plant is then calculated using the existing disease intensity formula. The result of this calculation can represent the level of attack of these pathogens in the planting area. Then, monitoring of invading pathogen through soil sample. Soil samples are taken from plant root areas that show symptoms but have not yet shown that the attacking pathogen is still confirmed in a high population condition. Soil samples are taken on the soil in normal conditions that are not too wet, dry, or frozen. After the sample is taken, an analysis of the pathogens contained in the soil is carried out. Is it true that the sample contained the Ralstonia solanocearum bacteria, which was interpreted at the beginning at the cause?
Next, symptoms and signs. At the early stage of disease, the first visible symptoms of bacterial wilt are usually seen on the foliage of plants. The symptoms consist of wilting of the youngest leaf at the ends of the branch during the hottest part of the day. At this stage, only one or half a leaflet may wilt, and plants may appear to recover at night when the temperatures are cooler. Another common symptom that can be associated with bacterial wilt in the field is stunting of plant. These symptoms may appear at any stage of plant growth, although in the field it is common for healthy appearing plants to suddenly wilt when fruit are rapidly expanding. Next, a common sign of bacterial wilt of tomato observed at the surface of freshly cut section from the severely infected stem is a sticky, milky white exudate which indicates the presence of dense masses of bacterial cells in infected vascular bundles, and particularly in the xylem. Another common sign of the disease can be observed when the cut stem sections are placed in clear water. It consists of a viscous wet spontaneous smell streaming from the cut end of the stem. This streaming represents the bacterial ooze exuding from the cut ends of colonies vascular bundles. The stem streaming test is easy to conduct and can be used as a valuable diagnostic tool for quick detection of bacterial wilt in the field.
Next, symptoms. In the left image, in young tomato stems, infected vascular bundles may become visible as long, narrow, and dark brown streaks. And in the right image, In well-established infection, cross-section of stems may reveal brown discoloration of infected tissues. After infection, the pathogen may survive in and be spread from the infected plant. Next, diagnosis and identification. Symptoms identification for early diagnosis of bacterial wilt of tomato, Ralstonia solanacearum, by water or soil samples demands multiple microbiological and molecular methods. Screening tests can facilitate early detection and identification of bacteria in potentially infected plants or contaminate soil and water samples by Ralstonia solanacearum. Immunostrip or ACDIA are available for rapid and field detection of Ralstonia solanacearum. And then a biochemical growth test is used for biophar determination of Ralstonia solanacearum based on the differential ability of strains pathogen to produce acid from carbohydrate source. And then last, at the subspecies level, identification of strains of Ralstonia solanacearum can be assessed with several nucleic acid-based methods, DNA probe hybridization, and polymerase chain reaction or PCR. Okay, that is all from Group 5. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.